Hi everyone, my name's Alison and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and today I'm going to show you how I've made this Christmas card using, mostly using the Snowfront stamp set. We've got various trees and little deer, little house there, and what I've done is I've made a snow scene within a snow scene using the masking technique. And then I've just put some glitter just to finish it off, because it wouldn't be a Christmas card really without glitter. Well, I don't think so anyway. I do love glitter. Okay, and then these here have come from the poinsettia petals. I just thought that was quite nice just to finish off that corner. And so what we're going to need to start with, I'm going to just I don't know what colour card base I'm going to do yet, so this one I've done obviously in Night of Navy, and I've only used one mat here. I don't know if I'm going to do the same with this or not, so we'll do the card base after we've actually done our design. But what we are going to need is a piece of Whisper White, which measures, let me double check, 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. So if you choose, it's always going to be this size, because we can always have a smaller gap around here. I'm sure it makes sense when we get there. So we're going to want two pieces of Whisper White at that size, one for the outside and one for the inside of the card. You're also going to want a piece of copy paper, the same size, which that just fits over there like that. And then what I've done to get this shape here, I've used the layering oval dies, which is just here, and I've used the largest of the dies, and I've used the scalloped one as well. You can just use plain if you want to. So first of all, what we want to do is we'll get our Stampin' Emboss, and we want our base plate, which is number 1. We then want our number 2. I've got the magnetic plate, which is number 5, and your die will go directly onto that. And so with our piece of copy paper, we want to just position, in fact what I do is I just line it up with the line that's on the magnetic base there, and then I just line up the scalloped oval just so that it's straight, and I've done it so it's in the middle as well. Okay, and then when you're happy with that, pop that down, and then we want our number 3 plate and just run that through. Just get that out of the way. And then you're left with that there, and then when we put that over our Whisper White, you can see then that it's exactly the same size, so we know that it will be in the middle of our card. Okay, right, so what we then want to do is use a temporary tape I've got this one which is from Sticks 2, and you just want to run a small piece just all around the edge of the oval, and then just stick that down. Onto your Whisper White cardstock. Okay, and then that's not going anywhere. And then what you want is another piece of copy paper. Doesn't matter, I mean, I've just got a bit of scrap here, but you want it to be longer than your card base, and I'll show you why in a second. And we're just going to create our hills there. I know we have got on here some, we've already got some mountains and sort of hills there, but I just wanted mine going across, so you could use this for inside your oval if you wanted to, but in this instance we're going to create our own. So you just want to get your paper and just start tearing like that, and you can either use this piece or that piece, whichever you prefer. And you'll see then, if you're not happy, but I've got quite a big hill there, you could just start tearing again. Just to remove the large hill, okay? I might turn that round actually. You can just position that wherever you want it. Okay. I'm looking at my hills, they look a bit not too happy with that, so I think I'm just going to get another scrap piece. A scrap piece here, and just try again. We can always move it around, so that's a bit better. Okay, so that's our hills, and then what we're going to do is, the inks I'm using today are basic grey. The lighter grey I'm going to use is Smoky Slate. I'm going to be using a good black ink for the trees and the house and the reindeer, and then I'm going to use, I've just realised that was open, hopefully that's going to be okay. I'm going to use Blushing Bride just to give it a bit of colour. It might not need it, I'm going to see when we start whether we're going to need that or not. So we'll start off by positioning our hill where you want it in your oval. I think I'm going to do mine like that, and you can, if you want to, use your tape, your temporary tape, to stick it down. I'm also using brushes. I've tried using the Daubers. I don't get on very well with them, I have to say. I think I'm a bit heavy-handed and I end up with circles, and so I've not picked up the technique yet, so I'm just using some makeup brushes. I just find I get a better finish. So when you've got your hill lined up where you want it, we'll use the Smoky Slate And with your brush, in fact, first things first, let's put a piece of scrap down just to protect the workspace. Okay, and then there we go. We'll get our brush, just dab it in your ink, take off the excess and just very gently work over your hill and onto your cardstock. Okay, and you'll see it doesn't show like you've done much when you've got it there, but until you move it away you'll see then how much that does actually show. So line that up again, just blend that a bit more. And then we'll get darker grey, which is the basic grey, and just on the edge, right where it meets the masking, just go around with the darker colour. And just very slightly. You'll see then that that just creates like this, just on the very edge of that there, just makes it look, makes it stand out a bit more. Okay, and then we'll move our mountain down into another position and just do the same again. So the lighter grey first, just okay, and then go in with your darker grey. Just to make it stand out. There we go. Okay. Right, and so for the moon or the sun, however you want to see it, you want to use, well, I've cut out a little circle which measures 3 1/4 inches round. So you can either use a punch for that. I don't have a punch that size, so I've got a die that I just use to cut out a 3/4 inch circle. And for that you want to just put a bit of the temporary tape on the back, because it's easier to hold it with that than trying to hold it with your fingers, and just position that where you want it to go. So I'm going to put mine about there. Okay, and then you just want to very lightly go over it with your lighter grey. Brush off the excess. Use a smaller brush for that actually. And just go around that slightly. Okay, and then just very lightly with our darker ink. that. Okay, and then still got some ink on your brush. I'm just going to just go around the edge like that and just put a bit more, just go around the edge just so that you're bringing the shape in like that, and then you can just go over it actually. And this is when I should probably incorporate a bit of the pink in actually. There, so just get some ink on, take the excess off because I don't want too much. Equally don't take so much off that it's not coming off at all. And that's just giving a slight pinky tinge. Smaller brush somewhere. Where's that gone? Let's just clean the excess off of that. In fact, I might use my chamois just to clean the grey off. Pink, I'm just going to go over the hills a bit as well, a bit of the pink. And you'll see how easy it is to line it up again. That's just incorporated some of that pink in. Okay, and then peel off a little moon. And then so it's not quite so stark, we'll just blend again with our lighter grey. Very lightly, so it's not quite so white, and again we'll just use a bit of pink just to bring that in. Okay, and then not forgetting the bottom here actually, we'll just go in with a bit of grey. Okay, so that's that. So we'll keep that on for the moment. Let's close these up. And now what we're going to do is we're going to stamp our little house. And so we're going to use good black ink. and we want to put our mask on again, and I'm going to put our house there. And when you do this, you just need to make sure that you push firmly so that your image, where it meets your mask, that it doesn't leave a gap. Okay, so that then looks like it's just sat behind that there. Okay, and so now we'll do our little trees. Which I'm just using, I think it's that one I've used there. Just, whoops, turn my light down, that's it. Just clean that one off. Okay, and again we'll put our mat down again, not our mat, sorry, our mask. Grab some of the ink and we'll do one there, and then a second one without re-inking, just there, so it'll just look like it's further behind, like that. Okay, and then we want our little deers, so let's just clean this off again. It's always good to clean as you go, because the last thing you want is the ink drying on your stamp. And get the little deers. And we'll put them just down here. Like that. Okay, and so clean that. And then we can remove our mask. And then that gives us this in the middle. Okay, and then just carefully rub off any of the temporary tape that's been left behind. Okay. And then what we're going to do is create another hill just down here. Where's my mountain gone? Okay, so this is why you want your sheet to fit the length of it, but I've just noticed that because I don't want my hill going all the way up to the top there, so that's not going to quite fit. So let's have a look at some of the earlier ones that we've made. Oh, actually that could work there. Yeah, that works. That's it, so just use that piece there. And in fact, I think I shall hold that down with some tape as it's a bit bigger. That one, wasn't it? Yeah. I've only got one. That's okay. Right, just take that off because we don't want our ink sticking to that. Okay, so we just want to grab our grey inks again. And again with the lighter one, just create our new hill. Okay, and then with our darker one, we'll just do the edge there. So I'll show you in case it's not quite clear. See how it's just on the edge where the mask is and the cardstock is where you just run the darker colour. Okay, and then what I'm going to do then is keep this on. I'm then just going to go around the edges with our grey. Just to stop it looking quite so white. Like that. And then we'll incorporate a bit of the pink again, Blushing Bride. Like that. Okay. Right, these can be closed. We'll remove our mask, and again with the grey, that's it, let's open that up again, just subtly Just go over that just to stop it looking quite so white. Right, and so now, some tape on there, but that's okay. We're now going to stamp we're going to work on our scene on the outside now. So we're going to get the tree, grab our block, that might need to go on the diagonal. Okay, and with our good ink, let's hold our mask again, and it will be this bottom one here. And we just want to stamp our tree, just so that the bottom of the tree just slightly goes over the mask there. And just position that like that. Okay, and then we will remove that. Okay, and then we'll use the double trees should put on there. And these will just go down here. Oops. You just want to position them so they're just off the cardstock. There we go. And up here is the little sprig there of the pine. Okay, so that's our black ink again, and we're just going to come in from the corner. So I'll put one there, and just do two on this one, and one there, like that. Okay, and then the sentiment is from Itty Bitty Christmas, and I quite like that season's greetings, so we'll use that. Where is it? There. When I first got this, actually I went and threw away the sheet that has the stickers on, so they keep sticking to here. So yeah, I've only done that once. So don't throw away the sheet the stickers come on. Right, clean that in a sec. Okay, and then we'll put this. And I'm doing the sentiment now because I want to adhere this to the card base before I do the glitter, because it's a lot easier to do that once it's stuck down. Because if you do it when the glitter's on, you can't properly stick this to your card base. Okay, I think I'm just going to go over that quickly with the heat gun just to dry that ink off. So we'll put it on the lower setting just to dry off the ink. Now what we need to do is decide what colour we want to put that onto. So the option we've got is to, well, we've got any option, we can put it on black or I don't know about grey. No, I don't think grey's any good. I think black works. Once we've got the glitter on there, I think that'll look quite nice. So I think we'll do black. So this should be, it's actually a bit bigger, so we'll cut that down. So I'm going to cut my base down. It's going to be 5 7/8 by 8 1/4 scored at 4 1/8. So if you go ahead and do your card base, and I'll see you shortly. Right, so we've now got our card base. So I'm just going now to our piece that's going to go inside. I'm just going to stamp the larger pine tree, and I'm going to do that now just to give it a chance to dry. Okay, and that can just go there. Okay, so we'll just move that to one side to dry. Right, so we now want to stick our image onto our card base, and as I say, do this before we add any glitter. And just position this so it's even all the way around. It's actually quite nice having that bigger border. Okay, now what I'm going to do actually is just use a piece of scrap just in case that ink's not quite dry. Just smooth that on. Okay, and so now we will add some glitter, I think. So what I'm going to do first actually is, with the Wink of Stella, I'm just going to colour in the moon or the sun in Wink of Stella. You just want to be careful though, because you don't want to go over the edges, because the ink can bleed when you use Wink of Stella, so just go up to the edge so that if it does bleed, it's just inside. Okay, so I'm having problems with my Wi-Fi tonight due to, well, the sky looks black at the moment with full of rain. So yeah, so I've coloured the moon in with some Wink of Stella, and what I'm going to do next is with a little glue pen, I'm just going to go over the roof of the house and then just add some just some white glitter that I've got in my stash. Just shake the excess off. You're going to get glitter in places where you haven't put glue, that's inevitable, but as it's a Christmas card, that's okay. Alright, so that's some glitter on the house. And just pop that back in the bottle. Right, so now we're going to add some glue to our hills. So we'll just use our glue pen again. Just get that flowing again. And just dot it just on the edges there where it meets. Alright, so I'm having real issues with my Wi-Fi this evening, so where I got to, I'd put some glue onto the snow hill there, and I've just added some glitter, and I had to do that before I realised the Wi-Fi had stopped, so I didn't want the glue to dry, so I can show you on the next one now. So I just go along the snow hill there with the glue pen, like that, and then I just cover it with some glitter before it dries, like that. Right, so I'll then put some snow on this larger hill. Or glitter rather. And then we'll put some just on the trees. Just a little bit. Right, I'm really hoping that's the end of the issue I've had with my camera. It seems it wasn't the Wi-Fi, I needed to reformat my memory card. So anyway, hopefully I've got that sorted now. Right, so we're in the process of adding glitter to our card. So I'm just now going to add some, just a little bit of glue to our pine cones. And add some glitter to that. And the fact the camera's not switched off, I'd say I've solved the problem, hopefully. Okay, so I think that's all the glitter we're going to put on the front of our card. Can you see that? And so then we will put the inserts in, and again before putting the glitter on here we'll just stick that in first. Oops. Okay, and then on the bottom there we'll just draw a mound of snow with our pen. There we go, and that just finishes that off there. Just leave that open to dry. And there we have it, that's our finished card. And I'll bring the other one in so you can see each one's subtly different. So there you go. I hope you like them. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. I shall pop all the materials that I've used in the box below, and I shall also put the measurements there as well. Also, if you head on over to my blog as well, I've done some other cards using a similar masking technique. Until next time, thank you for watching. Bye.